injured here. 3v3 faction war. Argus Desert Gate Space Marines versus Orks. First up for the blue team, Osinski is a force commander, fights melee, offensive, good versatility though, can tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Dark Riku alongside is an Apothecary support commander that fights melee by default, has a target heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Rounding out blue team is a Blood Ravens Techmarine Kowzi 4, starts off range combat, puts out some nice damage, good utility as well, can build structures and repair. Up against him on this west side is Angry Birds Commando Knob, infiltrating commander that shoots, stabs and blows stuff up. Boris is a Warboss melee commander that walks through cover, good offense, disruption and support. And rounding out the Ork team, HansMoleman is a mech boy teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some nice damage, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair, but he's not especially tough. Taking a lot of damage here, having captured his VP. Eventually moves off, lost half of his hit points, teleports out. Boris is now mid, putting pressure on tactical marines, chasing down scouts as well. Apothecary in turn is chasing the sluggers. Should be pressuring the Apothecary, I think. But a special attack hits those scouts and now they're caught in retreat by the sluggers. But he stops attacking them. Wow, he could have perhaps wiped that entire squad, at least took 2 models out. But they get away without a model loss. Huge break for Dark Riku there. 479, 495. A 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines very early on. HansMoleman has lost his mech boy. Here comes sluggers and the double shooters. Force commander in there though. Are we going to see a battle cry? Osinski putting his stuff in this garrison. No garrison counters this early, but we will see one soon. Burners on the way for the sluggers, but they are forced off. Should have tried to keep the shooters in play, because Boris is here now to support, has a knob leader on his shooter boys already. You see him there, the big fella. Gives them some nice DPS, durability, and allows them to detect infiltrated units. You can tell by the eye. Looks like Hans was on the phone, which is why he lost his commander there. Scouts caught in retreat by sluggers. These guys have shotguns as well. Doesn't want to lose them. Get away with a single model. That was lucky. Boris is now top. Are we going to see some support for this guy to support all of his Orks? Bang Bang Hammer, perhaps a boss pole. Commando Knob just hit the power node, now going mid. It's important to go mid quickly once you've pushed the west side. Kowzi 4 with double scouts and now assault marines. Dark Riku also with assault marines on the field. There's aiming, what's that, suppressing the Techmarine scouts. Retreat through a lot of stuff. These are Dark Riku's, likes to ninja cap with his scouts, but Kowzi 4 is going to lose these guys. Gets way too close there, not paying attention, and loses them. There's a stun bomb from the Commando Knob. That's his default ability, and a very good one it is. A hard stun to infantry. Does really good damage with this twin link shooter he starts with as well. There's a very short burst and then a long reload, but does quite a lot of damage in that burst. Assault marines for Kowzi, forcing off the sluggers. Jump troops with bolt pistols and chainswords, good at disrupting and tying up range squads. 479, 398. Meanwhile, east side, Force Commander with Armor of Alacrity up, boosting his speed, making him a bit more mobile. Sluggers chasing down his tactical marines, and then they have burners, gives them a couple of power weapons. Didn't get a model though, and Hans retreats them in the end. Looks like they killed a scout. Here's the Apothecary now. You see the green hexagons denoting health regeneration just by the mere presence of the Apothecary. You can see it on these assault marines there. 479, 377. And Orks are getting their power hit, and the natural victory point is decapped in north. Blue team have a natural in the south. Contested VP on this east side. With all of this cover here, Warboss might want to walk through and smash up blue team's cover. Orks now capping mid. Warboss trying to decap blue's natural, but Techmarine would just whittle them down. There is the angry bits. Now I'm angry. You might wonder why the hell he's charging into nothing. It's because it boosts the Warboss's health regen and heals him up a bit. And now he's getting the bang bang hammer. Will allow him to get into melee quickly and use the bang bang to buff stuff. Also has a pain boy on the field. Sub-commander for Orks. Supports with heals in tier 1. Also has a pretty decent power melee weapon. And it looks like use your choppers has been put on shooter boys by accident. Here comes Storm Boys. And they take out Assault Marines. Wow, Dark Riku loses Assault Marines. Quite an early loss. That's a big win for the Orks. Shooter Boys now in retreat. Storm Boys in amongst it with those power melee weapons. They really hurt those Marines there. Gonna take down the Force Commander as well, are they? Yes, I think the Warboss got the last hit with his bang bang hammer. 479319. Apothecary now forced off, has the Master Crafted Bolter, will look to control the Warboss with this, I think. Now I'm angry on the retreating units, but that no longer knocks down retreating units in 2.0.10, which is what we're using here. Scouts capping mid. Cowsey 4 has completely lost the west side now, and sluggers are capping this power. Assassin's Knife, I think, yes, on the Kommando knob. Angry Bird also harassing mid, trying to get a model of these tactical marines, getting close with this flamer. Good versus structures and clumps of light infantry if you can get close. Also very good versus garrisons and units in cover. Dark Riku scouts being caught by the Kommando knob, but he spots it. 479251, big VP lead for the Space Marines. Pain Boy on capping duty. Red team have lost some generators here. Tier 2 for Osinski, Dark Riku, Boris and Hans. Looks like Dark Riku will get there first just. Maybe a quick librarian. Blue team having to rebuild their power as well. Single cap for the Orks. None of the naturals taken, and we might get a triple cap here. Taking blue's natural, I don't think these scouts will be able to stop it. Have the sniper rifle for Cowsey 4, a very strange choice. A single sniper squad versus Orks, but there you go. And there is the triple cap for them. Storm Boys already have their knob leader. Look at the size of him, and he is deadly in melee. Actually does heavy melee damage, so he will damage vehicles as well. Also allows them to stun when they land their jump. Really helps out the squad. Apothecary being pressured, gets into the building. We have the sergeant up on Dark Riku's tactical marines. I assume we're going to see some stern guard with their hellfire. Burned that house used on the garrison there. And there is Swampum from the sluggers, and look at this rush from the Orks. Take down the Apothecary. They're going to wipe these scouts, I think, as well of Osinski. No, they just about get away. Tactical Marines also in retreat. Sluggers in retreat there. That was a proper Orky rush. Cowsey 4 trying to support this east side. Angry Bird was here as well. Now that was a proper war. Sluggers, man, they become so dangerous with their knob leader using Swampum. Now hitting gens alongside those Storm Boys. That's HansMoleman with that dangerous melee force. Boris also replacing his sluggers in tier 2. Techmarine goes down. Cowsey 4 trying to support the east side goes down instead. 2 blue side commanders down here. See the bodies everywhere. Couple of gens taken down. Can they take down a node as well? Yes, a very good engagement for the Orks. They did get bled, but they killed a bunch of stuff, including 2 commanders, and that is feeding XP to the Greenskins. The entire power goes down here. Meanwhile, west side. Looks like Cowsey 4 took down the node, but couldn't take down anything else. There's a bunch of Greenskins showed up. Angry Bird has his fully upgraded sluggers. And a knob leader on the way for Boris's sluggers as well. Should get burners. Also, burners buff the health of the sluggers. as well as giving them a couple of power melee weapons and flamers. Now stick bombers on the field for Hans. These Storm Boys have been awesome already, almost leveled. War truck on the way for Boris, and a plasma cannon on the field for Dark Riku. Dangerous artillery unit, excellent range and huge amount of damage to all targets if it can hit. And they're pushing power here. Red team having to retreat after that huge engagement. There go a bunch of stick bombs. Actually a melee unit, but they often used for their artillery, chucking stick bombs in. Also have stun bombs, you just saw them there. The stun bombs also stun vehicles from a long range. Warboss charging in from Boris, but is controlled by full auto, and there is a stun from a Weird Boy. This is Boris's Weird Boy. Sub-Commander for Orks, good support and artillery. Plasma cannon forced off. That was a Bomber Boy thrown in there, and another excellent engagement for the Orks. Tactical Marines just about getting away for Osinski. Wow. Friendly fire from the Weird Boy again. He loves doing that. Force Commander caught in retreat by a load of stuff, and another friendly fire from the Weird Boy. Mastercrafted Bolter up for the Techmarine, also has Artificer and Refractor Field. Forced off here though. 386, 220. A couple of very good passages of play for the Orks. Didn't seem to lose a whole lot there either. War truck here to reinforce them all as well. Very cheap and cheerful transport for Orks. Reinforces allies, and you can put some infantry inside. Doesn't do a lot of damage though, and it's very, very weak. 350 hit points of vehicle armor. Osinski has a Dreadnought on the field though. Walker vehicle for Space Marine. Starts off with these two close combat weapons and a wrist mounted flamer there. Inspires nearby troops whenever it makes a melee kill, causing them to do more damage. Is he going to keep it melee? I think he should, to disrupt and try and deal with this nasty melee force. Storm Boys and double sluggers alongside the Warboss as well. He might get a power claw now when he spots the Dreadnought. He's level 3. Force Commander has Thunderhammer, very good choice. And there is Fist of the Emperor, almost wiping the sluggers, and down they go. Inspiring all this stuff. You see the yellow buff circles and another buff there. Constantly keeping this buff up is this Dreadnought. Dark Riku going straight to tier 3 after getting Stern Guard, and Stern Guard are mid. First Company Tactical Marines can change their ammo at will. 348, 220. Storm Boys just about getting away there. This Dreadnought having an awesome effect straight away. Excellent choice by Osinski. You pretty much know you're delaying tier 3 when you get a walker on the field, but this is the difference they can make, especially supported by Dark Riku, who's now going tier 3 and will most likely wait until he has the power and zeal for Terminators. 2 plasma cannons for Kalzi 4. One mid, one on the east, and Boris using his war truck again. Pain Boy's done very well, has the stronger git juice, boosting his health and makes his heal better, sorry. Also regenerates energy 50% faster, as you can see there. 10-20 hit points to level 2, not bad. Damage over time, power melee weapon as well, taking sniper shots. Really good little support sub-commander for Orks. Weird Boy with all of his friendly fire. Coming back to the east side, Warboss has his power claw up, 95 DPS of heavy melee. Will rip through anything given half a chance. And Dark Riku is tier 3, so is Hans and Angry Bird. Angry Bird with just double shooters. Has he got anything else? I haven't noticed. Kommando with Boom Time, Kaboom, and Assassin's Knife. This guy's very, very dangerous. There's his stun bomb. Stuns the scouts, and he's going to use it to run up and perhaps assassinate one of them. Forced off here, but he's going to be caught in retreat path and I think taken down. Yes, here are sluggers now, and that's a fight they cannot win. Assault Marines, Stern Guard and Scouts He's keeping them in this engagement. And this is why he's used Call the Boys. Here comes some support. Was that worth it? Was it worth it to use Call the Boys there? I'm not sure. I can't remember how much it costs, but it's not that cheap. 348, 180. Warboss going after the Dreadnought with Power Claw and Ard Boys, but is taken down, and there's another inspiration. And not dealing with this Dreadnought, are they? We do have a beamy death gun doing a lot of damage. Setup gun for the mech boy, excellent AV damage, and a battery pack is up as well, so he can support the melee forces. But Hans has lost his Storm Boys and lost his sluggers. Stick bombers. Nob squad on the way for Hans. 344-175 Orks with a 2-to-1. They have both of the naturals. What is this? It's Terminators for Dark Riku. Storm Bolters and Power Fists also inspire nearby troops when they make a kill. Shooter Boys being very annoying in this garrison. Sluggers now in retreat. Will we see the Terminators force melee? No. Yes, they did right at the end there, and took out 2 models as well. 326-175. Blue team pushing east. Looking quite strong now with a Dreadnought and Terminators and 2 Stern Guard squads. Osinski losing his tactical marines, it seems. Nob squad though is on the field for Hans. Mean and Green are on the way straight away. See the new models for the Nobs here. New armor pieces look pretty cool. 318-175 kicking off mid. Weird Boys here for support. Needs to disrupt these Stern Guard squads because they are putting out so much damage with those Hellfire rounds. There's a Rocks. Warp Vomit into Rocks. Can be very nasty, but it looks like they've avoided the most of it. There's another Rocks though. Completely wiped the plasma cannon, I think, of Calzifor. Calzifor lost tons of stuff there. Ouch. 318-165. That was nasty. More trucks still going strong for Boris. Now getting a looted tank. Angry Bird only has shooters and sluggers. HansMoleman losing his Storm Boys, losing his sluggers to the Dreadnought. Now has Nobs, but they're forced off. Force Commander can disrupt them with the Thunderhammer. And this Dreadnought is still kicking, and it's level 2. 318-148. Osinski going tier 3 now. Has absolutely tons of requisition, almost 1,000. Calzi4 and Osinski will both be able to drop an orbital bombardment. They could save for Terminators themselves, of course. Dark Riku and the Techmarine both capping their natural back. Nobs back at base. Have Mean and Greener, don't have their Nob leader yet. And a Predator tank on the way for Dark Riku. Calzi4 now has Vanguard veterans as well. War Truck takes a big rear armor hit from the Dreadnought. Good grief, took half of its health. And here's a rear armor melter bomb, and down it goes. That's how quickly they can be taken out. Beamy Death Gun gets a big shot on the Dreadnought there, but he's closed in for melee. And now he's in retreat, I think. His sluggers walking through stuff. Here comes the Warboss to attack it. But there is Fist of the Emperor, and here is Orbital Bombardment. Has caught a bunch of shooters. It might wipe them out, in fact. Bang. No, looks like they've survived. It looks like it hit the Dreadnought as well. Took a lot of damage there. Taking big shots from the Beamy. Gonna go down. Yeah, I think the Beamy got the last shot as well. Excellent play from Hans. It's quite difficult to spot that thing firing in the midst of battle, so you don't always notice that you're getting hit by it. Angry Bird has a battle wagon, super unit for Orks. Trundles around, running over stuff and shooting at it. Not the most effective super unit in the game, let's be honest, but Angry Bird seems to like using it. We'll see if he can get a good show out of it. Just need to garrison it with one squad in Elite, and you have all of the guns firing and a 50% damage, 50% speed buff. Cyclone missile launcher up on the Terminators of Dark Riku. Good anti-vehicle weapon if it hits. We'll see if he uses it on the battle wagon. Look at this, Osinski's force commander down with the sacred standard. So now we have this 40% damage buff to allies that get close to him. Apothecary level 5, armor of purity, improved medical equipment. Force commander's level 7. Techmarine's level 5, now has orbs of the Omnissiah. Angry Birds commander on the level 2. Warboss level 5. And that mech level 5. 288118, 1-to-1 cap. Kommando not being sneaky again and capping Blue's natural. Constant pressure on that VP. Osinski wants a revive, and Apothecary is going to come and revive him, and that will definitely level him to 6. Here is the Predator, has the twin link las cannon up. And big shot on that battle wagon. Somehow he got a rear arm hit there. Death roller. Misses everything. I think it stuns vehicles, which is why he tried to use the charge there. Knobs disembarked. You don't actually see knobs put in battle wagons very often. You don't see battle wagons used as a transport very often. So delivering knobs might be a good way to use the things. 281114. Battle wagon taking a lot of damage. Here come knobs. Going after the Predator, and down the Predator goes. Cyclone missile launcher almost wiping out the battle wagon, gets away with 143 hit points. Here are Hans's knobs. You see the knob leader with his awesome new model, has a chain axe on his back. And an awesome face piece as well. 28197. 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines. Knobs will try and cap that east side. Force commanders up and in retreat, and level 8. Wow, he's done well. Terminators for Dark Riku with those storm bolters doing a lot of damage. There's frenzy from the knobs to block all damage from this orbital. Look at the range you can put the orbital down. It's a really good nuke now. Knobs survive it, lost the model though. The knob leader is still alive, and they get a heal from the mech boy. I think that's his battery pack. This thing can also heal vehicles. 28191. Sluggers trying to cap, but under bombardment from this whirlwind. Cowsey has double whirlwinds. Really nice destructive vehicle from long range. Not the most accurate thing, but look at that, only one missile hit and it disrupted the entire squad. Painboy now trying to cap. There's a merciless strike. Painboy wasn't knocked down there for some reason. These are Vanguard veterans, so they have Power Claw, couple of Power Swords, and they have the Power Fist upgrade as well. East side. Weird boys, 2 of them up here. Doing a good job on his Vanguard. These are Osinski's, who has a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Not much else though. 246, 91, double cap from the Orks. Can they hold on here? And a pretty nice back and forth on this east side. Warboss idle and is taken down by Vanguard veterans. Didn't know he was up, I think. Battle gets some repairs from Angry and goes back in. Angry Bird doing the right thing and supporting the east side. Force Commander going after it with the Thunderhammer, which won't do a whole lot. It's a power melee weapon. 23191, and he's going for the Power Fist here. It's a lot of resources spent on kitting out his Force Commander. Looted tank on the field for Hans. Now we have 3 of them on the field, reinforced plating on the way. Boris has a level 2 one with reinforced plating and a level 1 one also with reinforced plating. Gives them 850 hit points, not bad. 915 at level 2. 23191. Librarian on the field for Dark Riku will help him to support his Terminators with the speed buff. Blade of Time. Knob squad with user choppers from the Warboss and Ard Boys. Really nice support from Boris on Angry Birds knobs. Those are global abilities from the Warboss, and they are tearing stuff up here. There is Angels of Death from Dark Riku. Big boom gun shot, zap gun shot, sorry, from that battle wagon. Land Raider's tanking damage here though. And Nob's forced off. He might actually lose these guys in retreat. Looks like they will get away with the Nob leader. That was lucky. Doesn't have to replace him. Now HansMoleman has Nob squad in there. Getting a heal from something. Mech Boy or the Pain Boy. Weird Boy goes down and explodes instantly. Huge engagement up here. Land Raider doing its job though, allowing all of this stuff to reinforce, also giving it health regen. And this stuff can retreat back to it as well. 2 Flamestorm cannons, twin-linked assault cannon, multi-melter, grenade barrage. Land Raider Redeemer is a scary thing if you support it. 20791. Battle Wagon with a charge and gets stuck, as it often does. Jumped in the air a bit. Whirlwind getting some good disruption in there. But look at this, red team pushing blues natural again. Good grief, a ton of stuff died. Weird Boy trying to cap. And Looted Tank trying to chase down this whirlwind here. Global repair is up. Blessing of the Omnissiah, that's a global ability of the Techmarine. Repairs all vehicles on the map, repairing the whirlwind. And this whirlwind and this Land Raider. 19491. Battle Wagon still around from Angry Bird, has done reasonably well, I think. These are Angry Bird's second Nob squad. Hans has lost a lot of stuff. Still has his Nobs though. And a level 2. Whirlwind pushing forward a bit from Cows. He needs to be careful with this thing. 18591. It's a 1-to-1 cap. Can blue team take their natural back and hold it? Cowsy 4's Stern Guard with Vengeance rounds loaded. Doing decent anti-vehicle damage. Painboy chasing off Vanguard veterans. Level 4 Painboy from Boris. Done extremely well. Scouts are Orks. Still level 1. And we have a melter gun up for the Techmarine. There is Orbs of the Omnissiah. Hard stun on this Battle Wagon. These repairs. They shall know no fear. Buff up on the Tactical Marines, well, Stern Guard. But they are forced off, so the buff disappears. 18578, a 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines. Big push though from the Orks. Osinski down again. He's now level 10 Force Commander. Unfortunately, his Sacred Standard buff is all the way over there. Apothecary level 8. Techmarine level 6. Really highly leveled commanders for blue team. 18564. Space Marines have roared back into this a couple of times. They've been very low on unit counts. But it's the Land Raider really helping them hold this east side. I thought Cowsy 4 was going to come up and put a turret or something. 18553. 2 Nob squads though are wailing on the Land Raider, and look at the damage it's taken already. Nob squads doing melee heavy and they're building momentum, and there is a call to Boyz as well from Hans, I think. Yes, it even works when you're down. Alonso close enough, and down goes the Land Raider. Beautifully done. Now trying to get these Nobs out with frenzy, but he's going to lose the squad. Ouch, did lose the squad. These guys get away with 4 models though. 171, 48. Orks have a 2-to-1. Merciless strike from the Vanguard veterans, but they're forced off. Warboss not playing any games anymore. He has heavy armor up. Almost 2,000 hit points, level 6. Kommando squad for Boris have their Nob leader, gives them this rocket launcher. Really nice disruption and damage from these guys. Big boom shot, beautifully done, but he's now caught in melee by Vanguard and Power Fist Force Command. Is going to lose this Looted Tank, I think. Rear armor hits and down it goes. 16748 shows you to get attention. You need to play to your units in 3v3. HansMoleman only has shooters and Nobs. 16748. This is the Space Marines game to lose, I think. Angry Bird does have 2 Nob squads though still, and a Battle Wagon. Force Commander in retreat. That level 10 Force Commander 16745 might want to change back to his hammer to help versus these 3 Nob squads they still need to deal with. Might want to get a Devastator or 2 as well. There's an orbital. but it looks like it has completely missed everything. 167, 33, there's a 2-1 for the Space Marines. Can they hold on? East side looks reasonably secure. The big push is mid. You see the 3 momentum rings up on these knobs. Lightning Claw Terminators from Osinski. One of the few things that can stand up to a knob squad and take it down, but I don't think they can stand against 2 of them. They are trying. Calzi 4 putting a turret mid, nicely done. There's another orbital. Here comes the Force Commander now buffing these Terminators with his Sacred Standard buff. And that is an awesome sight at the end. 167 and 9, a huge orbital. Turret is still alive. Really good idea late game from Calzi to put this thing here. Does huge damage to infantry at short range as these shooters are seeing. And there's the cap. 167 VPs left, and they take it with a 2-1. What a frantic match. I'm sure I missed tons of stuff. You see looted tanks all over the place, bodies absolutely everywhere. Look at this. Awesome game. Calzi 4 struggled at the start, but really came back into it with these double whirlwinds with some really nice disruption. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.